Well, Josh Allen has been an elite regular season quarterback for years now, entering his 7th NFL season as a starter in his aged 28th season, where he has been statistically one of, if not the most dominant quarterbacks for several years. Not just that though, he has led his team, the Buffalo Bills, to an immense level of team success during his time there, as they are averaging nearly 12 wins per season for the last 5 consecutive years. Yet somehow, some way, the top individual honor has managed to elude him to this point of his career. And well, sure, walking God mode QB, likely the best player we are ever going to see since Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes has 2 of them during Allen's tenure. And no issues there. Anytime that guy wins an MVP, it all makes sense. But there is a walking trash can out there, perpetually frozen in a state of bum mode when it comes to the quarterbacking position, who has also taken up 2 league MVPs during that span of time, and it is now long past due that Josh Allen gets his. Allen, who has 4 consecutive seasons of over 4,000 yards passing and at least 29 passing touchdowns, while he went over 30 passing touchdowns in 3 of the last 4 seasons, which is a feat that the ass running back masquerading as a quarterback in Baltimore has never accomplished a single time in his previous 6 seasons as a starter in the NFL. In fact, Lamar Jackson has never topped 3,600 yards passing in any single season and has only broken out of the 20s in touchdown passes once.
Not bad for a running back.
Yet that stooge has stolen not 1, but 2 league MVPs during his 6-year span as a starter.
It's a complete crap.
Now, don't get me wrong. Neither of these players have experienced any semblance of playoff success.
Playoffs? You kidding me?
With both smack dab in their 7th seasons as a starter and at approximately the same age, both are still forced to refer to Patrick Mahomes as daddy, as he owns both of them to this stage of their careers.
He ain't lying.
Yeah, and actually Mahomes beat both of them in their buildings just last season in the playoffs as an underdog with an inferior roster on his way to his 3rd career Super Bowl. Lamar and Josh, meanwhile, have yet to even get into the big game. But let's not act as if Josh Allen's playoff failures are the same as Lamar's. They aren't, not even close. In Jackson's 6 career playoff games, he is completing just 57.5% of his passes compared to Allen's 64.5%. Meanwhile, Lamar is averaging just 220 passing yards per game, with Allen averaging 272. And finally, the fraud 2-time league MVP Lamar Jackson has thrown for a mere 6 passing touchdowns compared to 6 interceptions in his 6 career playoff games. Josh Allen, meanwhile, has 21 touchdown passes as compared to only 4 interceptions in his 10 career playoff games. Now, I know, you people, Lamar jock sniffers that is, like to factor in rushing, since after all, he is actually a running back. And for his part, he is averaging an incredible 87 yards per game on the ground during the playoffs. But Allen, in his own right, is also a great runner, averaging 56 rushing yards per game in the postseason, and he actually has 5 rushing touchdowns to Lamar's 3 on the ground during the playoffs. Allen is 5-5 in his postseason career to this point, while Lamar is sitting at just 2-4. So why and how in the hell does Lamar have 2 league MVPs to Allen's none? Allen dwarfs Lamar in the regular season and the playoffs. And this year is the year for the writers to right this wrong. pun intended, since the Bills, after all, in many people's eyes, were taking a step back this season while losing their top 2 pass catchers from a year ago. Quick, pause this video and ask yourself, if you don't play fantasy that is, who are the top 2 leading wide receivers for the Buffalo Bills this season? Yeah, I didn't think so. In fact, it was the Aaron Rodgers-led Jets who were the preseason odds-on favorite to win that division. Actually, as of August 2024, the Bills had just the 7th best odds to win the Super Bowl this season, behind the Chiefs, 49ers, Ravens, Lions, Eagles, and Bengals in that order. Yet it is the Bills who are the top team in football easily, sitting currently at 3-0 and boasting the top point differential in the league of plus 64 after just those 3 games. And for some comparison there, the number 1 seed in the NFL playoffs a year ago, the Baltimore Ravens, with the reigning league MVP, Lamar Jackson, who had the 3rd highest odds to win the Super Bowl this season, are currently sitting at 1-2 with a -7 differential. Allen, meanwhile, is leading the NFL in both QB rating with a preposterous 133.7 and an even more laughable QBR of 92.6, both of which would easily constitute all-time NFL records. So while Allen hasn't experienced playoff success at the rate we would like to see our league MVPs, this is a regular season award, and he has been exponentially better in the regular season than the fraud in Baltimore that has been given 2 of these things. Oh, and coincidentally, these 2 play each other this week. The game is in Baltimore on a standalone island game Sunday night, and the Ravens are 2.5-point favorites over the Bills. Just one more opportunity for Josh Allen to distance himself even more in what is smelling like an absolute lock of an MVP campaign.